أولى ثانوي. فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.
Dear secondary stage students, year 1, welcome to our English program and welcome to our channel, Madrasetna 3, under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلبة وطالبات الصف الأول الثانوي، أهلا ومرحبا بكم حلقة جديدة وقناتكم مدرستنا 3 تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Today we are going to take part 2 of Unit 2. This is the grammar section. We are going to take the present simple tense. We have studied the past simple, the past continuous, and today we are going to focus on the present simple, the usage of the present simple. Why do we use the present simple? We use it to express many things like habits, like facts, and so on. We're going to discuss this in details. So let's start together. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to use the present simple tense to express facts and habits. Again, we are going to use it to express events on a timetable. So what is the present simple tense? Of course, when we use the present simple tense, we talk about our habits. So I can ask you, how often do you go to the cinema? How often, how many times do you go to the cinema? Or how often do you eat together at home? You eat with your family? Or I can ask you, do you go to school on foot? Do you usually go to school on foot? So here I'm talking about your habits, okay? Something which is repeated. So what is the difference between the present simple and the present continuous, for example? If I say, I'm studying English now, that's an action which is happening now at this moment. We are studying English now. But what about when I say, we study English every year. We study English every year. So it's something which is repeated. The action is repeated. Every year we study English. Okay? So the present simple expresses something which is repeated again and again. It's something which usually happens, or often happens, or always happens, or it happens every day, or it never happens, or rarely happens. Okay? So what is the usage of the present simple? First of all, it refers to habits. As I told you, it refers to habits. The second thing, it refers to permanent situations, situations which are always true. Like when I say, for example, I am a teacher, you are a student, nurses help patients. So this is something which is permanent and which is always true. To talk about facts, of course, we use the present simple to talk about facts, like when we say the earth is round. The earth is round. This is a fact. To express future action, can we use the present simple to talk about the future? Yes, we will see how to use the present simple to talk about the future. First of all, let's talk about habits. Habits means something we usually do. So I get the bus at 7 every morning. Look at the keywords here. We have some keywords written in red, like the word every, like the word often, the word usually, the word always. These words give the meaning of a habit, something which is usually done. I get the bus at 7 every morning. Ali often brushes his teeth before he goes to bed. Here we have the word often, means from time to time, or sometimes he does this. He brushes his teeth before he goes to bed. I usually play football at the break time, means it's my habit to play football at the break time. My sister always goes sailing at the weekend, means it's her habit again that she goes sailing at the weekend. So here we have some keywords, remember them very well. Every, often, usually, always. These expressions give habit, gives the meaning of habit. So we use the present simple tense. The second thing is permanent situations. What are permanent situations? Like I'm a student, he works as a doctor, Students study biology in the Faculty of Medicine. These things which don't change means I am a student. It means that I am in the stage of studying. In this stage of my life, I am a student, so I study at school or at university. It's a fact that I'm a student. He works as a doctor. It means that it's something which doesn't change. He will not change his job. He's a doctor. He works as a doctor. And it's something which is always true, that students in the Faculty of Medicine study biology. It's something which is always true. Okay? So when something is always true or it doesn't change, we use the present simple tense. The third thing which is very important, facts. Facts, when we say, for example, the sky is blue, this is a fact. When we say the earth goes around the sun, this is a fact. When I say Australia is the smallest continent, this is a fact. Tigers are big cats, or tigers belong to the cat family. So again, this is a fact. They belong to the species of cats. So when we talk about facts, we understand from the sentence that it's a fact. We use the present simple tense. يعني احنا لما بنلاقي always usually every دي كلمات بتدل على habit فبنستخدم present simple. طيب لما يكون fact ما فيش key words هنا، انا هفهم من الجمله ان دي fact فهستخدم ال present simple tense. What about the future? To express future actions. For example, after my father comes, we will have lunch. Look at this sentence. When we say after my father comes, it means my father will come and then we will have lunch. So here we use comes, present simple, instead of will come. يعني بدل ما أقول after my father will come ما ينفعش أقول كده، ما ينفعش أقول after my father will come we will have lunch. فأنا بستعين هنا بال present simple فهقول after my father comes we will have lunch. لكن comes هنا expresses what? Expresses the future. It means that my father will come and then we will have lunch. So after time conjunction like after, before, as soon as, until, by the time, when, كل ال time conjunctions دي when we wanted to express the future we use the present simple tense. So after my father comes we will have lunch. Look at the other example. My plane arrives tomorrow at 7. Here I'm talking about tomorrow, about the future. But I used the present simple tense. My plane arrives. Why did I use the present simple? Because it's timetable. It's something which is on a timetable. I know that my plane, it's something on the timetable that my plane will arrive at 7 p.m. For example, we can say our exams start in June. So from now we know that the final exam starts in June. So here we say the final exam starts. If I say our exams, plural, we will say our exams start. So we use the present simple tense to express something or event on a timetable in the future. Okay, so my plane arrives tomorrow at 7 p.m. Okay, what is the form of the present simple? احنا عرفنا ازاي بنستخدمه او بنستخدمه في ايه. طب what is the form؟ التكوين بتاعه شكله ايه present simple؟ Of course we add s or es to the verb when it comes with the subject he, she or it. If the subject is singular or the pronoun he, she or it, we will add s. So we say he likes eating fish. When the pronoun I, you, we, they, or the subject is plural, we don't add s. So I say I like playing football, or you like playing football, or they like playing football. Sometimes we change the y at the end of the verb into I before we add s, and sometimes we don't. Look at the rule here. If the verb ends with y and this y is preceded by a vowel, like the verb play, here we find the letter y we find before it the letter A. It's a vowel. So here we don't change the letter Y. So it's written plays. بنخلي الواي زي ما هي وبنحط حرف الاس. plays. لكن نشوف الاكزامبل الثاني. لو كانت الواي دي preceded or comes before it a consonant. حرف ساكن. فاحنا هنا we will change the letter Y into I. So look at study. It will be studies. cry cries. طيب احنا هنا ايه الفرق ما بين study وcry اللي احنا حولنا فيها الواي لاي والواي في play ما حولناهاش. الرول هنا ايه؟ ان if the letter Y there is a vowel before it we don't change the letter Y. If there is a consonant لو كان في قبلها حرف ساكن if there is a consonant we change the Y into I. How can we ask a question? We ask a question using do or does. So we say, do you study English, for example? Or does he study English? So we use do or does to ask a question. We use does with he, she, or it. And as you see, we remove the S. When we use does, we remove the S. So we say, does he study? أمال في الإجابة هقول إيه؟ Yes, he studies. Yes, he studies. يبقى أنا بس لما بحط does, we remove the S. طب كمان في النيجاتيف فورم. In the negative form, we use don't or doesn't. كمان بنستخدم في النيجاتيف with the pronoun I, you, we, they. بنستخدم don't. So we use don't. For example, we can say, I don't cry. I don't cry. And we use doesn't. And here we use doesn't with he, she, or it. So again, when we use doesn't, we remove the S from the verb. So here we say, he doesn't cry. She doesn't cry. Of course, in the affirmative, we say she cries. But in the negative, we say doesn't cry. So after doesn't, we use the verb infinitive. We don't add S. Here is a very important point. Adverbs of frequency. إيه هي الادverbs of frequency? Frequency means something which is repeated again and again, like usually, always, often, sometimes. These adverbs of frequency, sometimes, almost, never, etc., are used before the verb. We use them before the verb. So we say, we usually come. I usually go. So it comes before the verb. What about verb to be? It comes after verb to be. So I say, she is often. شايفين هنا verb to be الأول. She is often. يبقى the adverbs of frequency, like usually, always, sometimes, comes before the verb, but it comes after verb to be. So we can't say he often is. ما نقدرش نقول كده he often is. This is wrong. We say he is often. He is often. Okay? What about the passive form? What does it mean, passive? Passive, it means that the subject is not important. For example, when I say, local people kill lions. Local people, this is the subject. مالهم بيعملوا ايه؟ They kill lions. طيب لو أنا مش مهتمة مين اللي بيقوم بالفعل ده، أنا عايزة أقول الفعل بيحصل، عايزة أقول إن the lion or lions are killed. So this is passive. So the passive means that the subject is not important. We will not talk about the subject. We will talk about the object, the lion. يبقى we will start with the object. Then we will add verb to be in the present. Verb to be in the present, am or is or are. طبعا عندنا lions هنا plural. يبقى هقول lions are killed by local people. يبقى الجملة الأكتف بتكون من إيه؟ بتكون من subject وverb وobject. Local people kill lions. Subject, verb, object. طب الجملة الباسيف بتكون من إيه؟ بتكون من الobject اللي هو lions لازم هنا بقى احط verb to be والpast participle. يعني ما ينفعش هنا اقول lions killed، لان انا مش عايزه اقول اللاين هو اللي بيقتل، انا عايزه اقول بيتقتل، فهقول lions are killed by the local people. يبقى لو احنا لقينا ان الجمله بادئه بالاوبجكت على طول هستخدم verb to be والpast participle. زي ما اقول مثلا I watch television. I watch television. I the subject, watch الverb وتلفزيون الأوبجكت. طب لو بدأت بتلفزيون هقول television is watched. Television is watched every day. بدل ما أقول I watch television every day, so television is watched every day. Okay. Now let's do some practice on the present simple tense. Question number 1. My father works as a doctor. He very busy examining patients. So my father works as a doctor. He often is often has, or has often. Do you remember when we talked about the adverbs of frequency? We said that these adverbs come before the verb, but after verb to be. So here we say, my father works as a doctor. He is often. So they come after verb to be. He is often. We cannot say he often is. اتفقنا ان الادverbs of frequency اللي هي زي usually, always, sometimes بتيجي before the verb. Any verb they come before it. فأقول مثلا he usually comes. فأقول usually قبل comes. لكن ما عدا verb to be. Verb to be, they come after verb to be, so we say he is often. Look at question number 2. Lean sometimes to do. She is very busy. Lean something to do. She is very busy. Lean always has always, have always, always have. Of course, we have two things to think about. Lean is a girl. She is singular, so lean has not have. يبقى أنا كده هحذف إجابتين ماليش دعوة باللي فيها have خالص، لأن lean is singular. يبقى أنا هاخد هنا has. طب always has ولا has always؟ فهقول lean always has، لأن إحنا قلنا مكان الادverbs of frequency before the verb. Question number 3. Lions meet. Here we say lions eats, eat, don't eat, or are eaten. Of course here lions plural. يبقى مش تاخد اس مع الفيرب، مش هقول lions eats، هقول lion eat. Yes, right. Question number 4. lions grass. طب احنا لسه قايلين lions eat meat. Lions eat grass? No, they don't eat grass. أمال أقول إيه بقى؟ هقول lions don't eat grass. يبقى النيجاتيف هنا هستخدم don't. ممكن أقول كمان never، يعني ممكن أقول lions never eat grass. Question number 5. He fails his exam. He is very clever. طيب طالما إن هو he is very clever يبقى he never fails his exam. never بتديني النيجاتيف، بدل ما أقول he doesn't fail هقول he never fails. وزي ما احنا شايفين never الفيرب هنا فيه اس زي ما هو. Question number 6. My father in big company. He is an accountant there. Here I'm talking about a permanent situation. My father works. My father works. It's a fact or a permanent situation. Okay, the last question. After my lunch, I will take a short rest. After my lunch. This is something which is refers to the future. After I finish means I will finish, then I will take a short rest. So after I will have or have. طبعا احنا اتفقنا ان بعد التايم conjunction زي after و before و as soon as بستخدم present simple عشان يعبر عن future. فهقول after I have، ما ينفعش اقول after I will have. Okay? Now we are going to go to the mirror board. We are going to discuss further more points about the present simple tense. We're going to see more about the passive form. So let's go and see it in a different way. Let's go together. Now we are going to study more about the present simple tense. We said that the present simple tense express habit. So we can say, I usually get up early. So the word usually expresses a habit. I usually get up. I use the present simple tense here. How can we express a habit in another way rather than usually? We can say I usually get up, I always get up, I sometimes get up early. طيب في طريقة تانية إن إحنا نعبر بيها عن الhabit. Yes, we can say it's my habit. It's my habit to get up early. So it's my habit. It's my habit is followed by to plus infinitive. It's my habit to get up early. I can say also, I am used to getting up early. I am used to getting up early. So here we use the to, and before it we use verb to be, and after used to we use the gerund or the verb ing. Here we express a habit in the present. So we can say when we want to express a habit, we can use this structure, I usually get up early, or it's my habit to get up early, or I am used to get up early, or I get used to get up early. لاحظوا هنا ان احنا استخدمنا قبل used to verb get وبعدها بنستخدم verb ing getting لازم هنا يكون فيه verb ing لان طالما used to قبلها verb سواء كان verb to be او كان verb get لازم يكون بعدها verb ing. امال لو قلت I used to get up early it means in the past. I am used to getting up early, or I get used to getting up early, it means something in the present. Okay? That's all for today. We have 3 ways or 4 ways to express habit. Usually, it's my habit, I am used to, or I get used to, followed by ing. Okay? That's all. Okay, as you see, we have discussed the present simple tense. We know that it has different usages, it expresses facts, as we have discussed together, habits, things which are always true, and of course, it expresses the future after time conjunction. This is very important. After time conjunctions, we can use the present simple tense to express the future. And again, it can express something on a schedule or on a timetable. Okay, this is the end of our lesson today. Till we meet again, wish you best of luck. Goodbye.
أولى ثانوي فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد وهنعديها بالتأكيد أولى ثانوي